So I have a special treat. Now I can introduce you to my mom. This is Gwen.
Hi.
And this is her yard and garden and flowers. Hi there, Shelley here with Harvesting Heritage. This is my last day in Montana. I came 2 weeks ago to help my mother. She is 2 years old, still very capable, but last year I put in a drip system for her, which she took out during the winter because she lives in Zone 3, and so I came back to reinstall it and help her plant. So I want to give you an update of what we got accomplished. The previous owners of the townhome that my mom lives in now got rid of all of their grass and put in concrete and rock. So Mom spent the last few years trying to get rid of the rock so she has some place to plant. And well, there's not a whole lot she can do with the concrete except for set up pots and put in annuals, but she does a gorgeous job every year. So on the west side of the house where the sun gets a lot of heat, she hasn't done a whole lot. Here's the street and the sidewalk. She fills up this planter every year, and she's starting to put more perennials in instead of annuals. So she has some grasses and daisies, a few zinnias and marigolds. And then in here, I took out a big juniper, and last year I took that juniper out. And this is a Russian sage that grew in by itself through the wind, and another one over there. I did, just for fun, trench a row here and put down some seeds for some wildflowers. And then also the fountain grass is annual here in Zone 3. And we put 6 of those in just to see if they would come up in all this gravel. This is a 9-bark that has been here for years. This year something weird's happened to it because half of it's green and half of it is rust colored. She said that's never happened before. And this is her front. Like I said, the previous owners put in the rocks, the concrete, and she has slowly tried to take out all of the gravel. But where she hasn't accomplished it yet, she puts pots with annuals. Her peony just started to bloom. Isn't that gorgeous? We counted over 50 blooms on it. These are all tulips. They're done, but they're still green, so she leaves them so the bulbs will get all that energy. Coleus, because in the afternoon it does get shaded here. This is a lilac. So the 6 years that she's lived here, it has never bloomed. So she decided last year she was just going to cut it all down and see what happened. So she cut it down to a stub and it bloomed, and oh my, does it smell good. Feverfew, more tulips, a bleeding heart that when I came last year was maybe a foot by a foot, and she says, no, every year it's going to get huge, and it sure does. Her irises are up. We have gotten rain every night though, and rain and those poor petals just don't work. They get so heavy that they can't stand up, but they are beautiful. And then the peach iris. Isn't that something? She has hostas. This year they said the whole city lost a lot of their juniper and evergreen trees. But they said leave them in if the tips are greening up. So the backside looks terrible, but the front sides are doing okay. This will be another peach iris. And she has columbine back there, along with lilies that haven't started to bloom yet, and a huge hosta. These are geraniums. That adds a lot of color. And her daisies are just now starting to open. And the hosta back in this corner gets huge as well. We planted this peony this year. So what I did on her drip is I put a 5/8 inch line that you can see there. And from the line, I ran 1/4 inch tubing. And last year I took and ground out the expansion joints in her concrete. And that's where we ran the 1/4 inch drip. So let me back up and show you her yard. See how it's all concrete? I'm walking backwards into her driveway now. So I ran the 1/4 inch drip through the expansion joint into this little area that she has for planting. She used to plant all annuals here, but she's slowly putting perennials in. This is a perennial grass. It's beautiful when it gets windy and it moves in the wind. Lots of salvia. This is new to us this year. Oops, get out of the shadows. This is new to us this year. This little yellow flower opens during the day and closes at night. It's called an Ozark sundrop. And this one is a sedum, but it's a yellow sedum that only gets 6 to 9 inches tall. This one's called Little Miss. I'm gonna cut them down and they'll flush out again. These are called Alexander's White Evergreen Candy Tuft. And she has some Maltese crosses that she didn't think came back, but we found them. And so they should be starting to bloom shortly. So in this bed, I have drip system, which is every 12 inches, and I buried it under her black mulch. But we also have some are raised higher so it gets into the grasses. And that sprays. You can buy those in 360-degree spray, quarter sprays, and 180-degree sprays. She has diamond frost euphorbia, angara, and petunias. Not sure what this one is called, but it sure is pretty. Every one of her planters is a little different. She loves begonias. This one has lantana in it. Another diamond frost euphorbia, more gara. This one has lantana and petunias. This one will be really pretty. These are a favorite, the Chartreuse Caroline sweet potato vine. Geraniums. This verbena is really pretty. And this one, I think, matches the other one. Now in this diamond, you can see the 1/4-inch drip again is ran in the expansion joint in the concrete into this diamond in the center of the concrete here as well. We have annuals here. And all of this is feverfew. Should be opening any day now. Some salvia and catmint nepeta. Where that old stump is, it's the Carolina potato vine. Yellow petunias. It does have red in it. You just can't see it yet, it hasn't bloomed. We have the nepeta catmint here. Symmetrical to the other side. Her juniper did not die because of all the water we gave it with the drip system in here. I did cut out some of the branches because the columbine was overran and she wanted to see the blooms, so we cut it out. It will grow back. This one is a purple columbine and this one's a white columbine. And this spirea was full of white blooms, but it is done. I think she does such an excellent job with what she has. Oh, I almost forgot to show you her wagon filled with moss roses. Isn't that pretty? They're all blooming. We ordered her a hose link. We are going to attach it to the side of the garage, make it much easier for her to water her pots because the pots don't have the drip tubing into them. And this is a mess and hard to roll up, and it destroys some of these plants in here. But unfortunately it didn't come before I'm leaving. But she's totally capable of installing it herself. So I can't wait to see when that arrives and how it helps her out in her garden. So I have a special treat. Now I can introduce you to my mom. This is Gwen.
Hi.
And this is her yard and garden and flowers. And she's going to walk us through the backyard where she has, it's a common area, but she has a raised vegetable garden and a few more flowers. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we are going to start with the same method that I did with the containers. Mom had 3 empty bins and I told her about the container raised garden I was doing. And so she tried it out herself and they're looking great. So take it away, Mom.
My garden is a smaller version than my daughter's. This is a Table King bush squash. And this, not sure how to pronounce, farro green cabbage. And this is my muncher cucumbers. Okay, these are my Avarsky peppers. My granddaughter, Channing, gave me most of the seeds I have here in the garden. She gave me these seeds, the Varsky pepper seeds, the purple carrot seeds, and she gave me the seed for the kohlrabis. They're a large white kohlrabi, and I started the seeds here and planted them. And she gave me the Amish tomato seeds, and I started 2 plants, and then I purchased a early girl bush tomato and a cherry tomato.
So I hope you enjoyed going through my mom's garden, her flower garden and her small raised vegetable garden with me. If you like these videos, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and until next time,
Have a joy-filled day from Montana.
perfect.